Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
All right, buddy.
We're back. Southern Charm, season 9, episode 2. Brian, your thoughts off the top. This is the continued vibes of the Austen Taylor thing is the cloud, right? It's again, I'm going to keep making these comparisons, but it is the most apt comparison of the time. This is such a
Yeah.
Scandival. Like it, everyone knows it. Everyone is joking about it. I was just watching Watch What Happens Live. It's like Craig and Madison, and they're just like all the comments. They were like, "Oh, who's hooked up with the most girls?" And Craig's answer was like, "Well, recently Austen." It's just
Mhm.
like everything is just like what I was about to say to you right before we recorded, and I'm glad I held it, is that like the vibes I'm getting even from the cast and even from Craig's reaction to Taylor last week was just like this cast knew about this crap or had the very big inkling before those cameras started filming for episode 1. And I think they're just like, can you just get this out and over with? Like, we don't feel like doing this all summer or all winter, like whatever time period. I think it's like near like Christmas right now for them. It's like, can we just not do this, guys? Like, admit it. Just admit it. Let's let the blow-ups have to happen. Instead, like Austen, you're just like savoring your last little awkward like times out with the guys, like sipping beers, and you can't even look at your friends because you're so damn guilty. Like they're all sick of it, right? And do you think I'm like going up the barking up the right tree here?
I think so. And then going back to your like Sandoval comparison, it's even just like, oh, she slept in the guest room. I didn't know she didn't leave. Like it's
The dipped out.
yeah, it's the exact same situation, which is kind of funny. And people think that's not real. Like, are people gonna think this is real? Like, definitely something to think about. They're dynamic, and we talked about this last episode when we did the episode 1 review. It's like, when did we think this happened? And it's kind of awesome that like kind of like immediately like went right in. We still don't know like when the date they're talking about exactly, but they're like, I don't understand their guy friendship like at all. Like how is Shep okay? Well, Shep is weird. He's a weird dude. How are they okay with hanging out with each other's exes and talking to them? And like Shep had a confessional where he's like, "Well, I'd like to know what she's doing." It's like, well, do you still care about her then? Like, it
I
doesn't make
don't
any sense to me.
I don't think it's gonna come as a big shock for me to say this, Brian, and probably our audience, but like the thing we've always joked about on this show is the actual problem. Austen, Craig has gotten through there. Craig was turns out Craig was just like loved Adderall, right? Like I always just
Yeah.
make jokes that Craig was a drug addict. And I'm not trying to be like facetious, but it turns out Craig was dealing with like how he was
Right.
like how he was like medicating himself and how he was like pride. Like and he's coming out on the other side. And he's a good I love Craig. Craig's great. Like Craig's probably the best one now, but
You used to
guys
hate
like
him, man. That you
Austen,
hated him.
I did. But
Yeah.
like he again, like that's how this how he usually ends up working with me on reality TV. But anyway, Austen, Shep. You can
Terrible.
even talk about our boy, the single dad, are from the single
A
the one,
Pringle.
yeah, Pringle. Austen and Shep especially, but really Austen, it's the Peter Pan thing. And I people think I make the joke, but the fact of the matter is you're asking like how are they okay with these things? The fact is, Brian, at the end of the day, if you truth serumed all these people during all these seasons, they were never okay with all the slights towards each other and the crappiness towards each other. But I said it's like that group of college friends you have that, like, no matter what, having a group is better than like self-respecting yourself. Like he's afraid. Like also, it's like a little boy. He's afraid. Somebody still like makes the Madison jibes. He feels so afraid. Like he had the thing, now he can't let it go. It's like these guys are boys, man. Like they're just so. But I think the problem is like Shep. Like Austen compared to Shep, even like Austen's family probably has some money, but like Shep's only got like 5 million in the bank. Shep, like there is no, he's got a net, right? And so like there's just this weird toxic dynamic of them not knowing any other life than this. But now they're like in their 40s, right? And now it's like real stakes where like they know that like when and if they sever these friendships, like they're pretty effing lonely, dude. Like, right? Like,
Yeah, they just have a lot going on that I can't relate to. I know you said like they have a night like tight, but I always thought like the one thing was like, at least in my friend group, is like, don't date if you're like, okay, once like if you're dating a chick, like he was dating this girl for 2 years, Taylor, for 2 years. I mean, that's all you can't, even if like your friends are there, like you gotta pick a side. You can be
yeah,
nice to
Brian,
them, but
the
you
one
gotta
thing
pick a
I
side.
the one thing I definitely was not set or not trying to allude to is I don't think they're tight at all. I don't think there's any actual closeness or any kind of real emotions there. It's the protection of the shell. That's why I
Yeah,
always go back
the
to like a
show.
group of friends. Think of your crappy, mean high school friends that you were in a group with, and you're kind of like, why am I friends with these kids? They're mostly mean to me, but you're like, oh, but there's like strength in numbers, right? Like that's a very human thing. And these guys have done it on TV, and it's just like, again, it's the Vanderpump people. They don't really like each other, half of them. It's just like
The
we have
show
to
like
keep
is the
this,
only
like,
holding point.
protect the wall, defend the North. Like, this is all we got now. And then these guys, especially, they're like, we're older now. We really don't got enough. Even like Austin's like, Madison's a terrible piece of shit. She Madison's married to a very nice, well-adjusted guy now, and she also got to hook up with A-Rod. You know what I mean, dude? Like, so,
Mhm.
like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, she is a to you, but like, why do you care? She's your ex-girlfriend. You know, like,
Yeah, they definitely smell their own and they think they're the greatest. So I think when things don't go their way, they like that's when they act like baby. And I
yeah,
mean,
they tantrum.
yeah, they all do in their own little way. And
That's
like
why I
they,
used to not like Craig. I used to not like his tantrums,
I know, yeah, I know.
and now he doesn't tantrum,
It, it,
and I
it,
like
it,
him.
it is really funny how like he's changed and stuff like that, and
It's
like
it's a wonder what
evolution.
some cash will do for you, and some
Right. I
stability
mean, like a personal assistant.
and
Once
business
you got that
partners that
personal
run the
assistant, it like
business.
changed his life.
Well, that was like the comment that what's her name made during the dinner, like on the season like 8, but I was like, right, it was like, yeah, you mean the people who actually run your
Yeah.
business. There's a reason he got super mad, because it's the truth.
Oh, Leva say that.
Leva
That.
said it.
Yeah.
Leva was like, yeah, I want to talk to, shut up, Craig, shut up. I want to talk to the people that really run your business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get out.
It, so that probably happened what, like probably within a month of them talking about
Dog,
anything.
that Austen, that dude let that girl stay over his house probably within a few weeks, dude. A few weeks after that reunion, that's the reunion's what got her. Like, that was definitely the first time they had been back like together, and like she was like angry and nobody was really validating her except Austen. That's
Yeah.
where I think
The friendship, the
that's
vent
where it
session
became a
came in.
little more like texting one-on-one and not texting in the group chat. You know what I mean? Because she was closer to like Craig. Remember, she lived with Craig during the pandemic
Right.
that like
Right.
couple of weeks. So like they're friends. So
All right, I have one thing that I want to get your opinion on that I wonder what people are going to say in the comments about me now. Um, where were her parents when she was like, "I'm going to quit my job for this dude"
where
last
was
season?
God?
Like, I feel bad that she couldn't get. Now she's doing like a job that she's doing sales that she's not good at. But where were her parents? Like, yo, don't do this. Somebody being like, yo, don't do this.
God bless her parents, dude. They probably were like, we don't want to be on TV showing you giving us normal advice, because they were probably giving her normal advice. And frankly, the vibe I'm getting from this chick is that like everybody's been telling her like this is what's gonna happen, and she's the only one. And even Shep was basically saying to her during the relationship, "This is what's gonna happen. We're not gonna get married. I don't want to have kids, but like I want to go travel the world and be like have fun with you." And I'm sure her parents told her that. Her friends were telling her that. He was telling her that, and good on them. They don't want to be on TV telling her that. Like, I think
I'm
they probably
still
were there.
so we're 9 seasons in now. Why would any woman want to mess around with any of these dudes?
Dog girls just
They're losers, man. They're just tall and they have
listen,
money.
I'm not
That's
saying
it.
this is a girl
That's
thing.
it.
I'm sure that like if we were, be frank, if we were like single guys, and I'm not talking about Southern Charm girls, but I'm sure like if we were like single dudes and we were covering reality show and we were out and we knew some chick was like a total POS and whatever, like we would still probably like dip the toes in the water, right? I don't know. Like,
Well, I'm
I don't
saying
know. I mean, we're also
I
not going to
just
try to get
there's
a
no I
relationship.
mean there's no there's now there'll be 9 seasons of evidence of people
Evidence.
watching these people interact
Exhibit
with
9.
people. And and like then we have these reunions where Andy like rips them. It's like, yo, what are you doing with your life? And these people still mess around with these dudes. Like they give them the time of day. And it's like, at what point do we stop feeling sorry for the actions that they're making? Because like you feel bad for her. Like when she was like quitting her job last season, I was like, that was the
No,
only
that was
time on
it. That's
TV. I
where
was
she
like,
lost her.
please don't do
Like,
it.
no, bro, that's it. Like that was the line of demarcation. That was the Mendoza line right there. As soon as that chick quit her job, it's like, all right, well, anything that happens to you now, that's on you. Your explanation was that you thought that if you quit your job and traveled with him, he was gonna fucking sorry, he was gonna literally propose and you were gonna get married and have kids. Like, you're
Right.
nuts. That's where,
Nah,
like, you're literally a crazy girl now. You're getting up vibrators at birthday parties. Like, I mean, at weddings. Like, come on. You were the God fearing one. You were the one literally last season where people were like, why are you getting angry? She's like, well, I choose to lead with kindness and forgiveness. Where'd that go? You're going to tell me this guy, this is what I can't stand with people. You're going to tell me this dude, that guy who was actually pretty transparent about who he was, that was enough to change you and make you this angry? Change your whole thing? This guy? These people deserve it, Brian. The more we talked about this, if this was an 8-minute review, I would have left still not feeling that bad. I don't feel bad for it at all. I'm
yeah,
back. I'm back. It took 8 minutes. I'm back.
right. And now, like, and this is like the dad at me now. Like, if my kids, my two
Oh
babies, were
no.
like, "Hey, in like 18 years, I'm gonna leave for this 40-year-old loser," I'd
Thomas
be like,
Ravenel.
I would kill that dude, man. Like, this
Oh,
is
we're not letting
ridiculous.
that happen, dude. We have all the evidence here.
It's ridiculous. I just don't get how like they're still appealing to any woman. Like when they're just like, he's like, oh, I went to Australia and I met all these women. And I'm just like, dude, you look like a toe. I mean, it's just like I don't get it.
He's
I don't get
literally,
it.
it is because again, now when they get in the 40s and all these, he's becoming Thomas Ravenel. Doesn't care. Chef used to care about what he looked like. Now he's got like he's sad too. Like his face is all puffy and crap. Like,
Yeah, I was reading actually some good like comments on people on the internet about like saying they're all looking very puffy. All the dudes are looking
because
very
he's
puffy.
drinking,
Yeah, they drink so much, man.
except for Craig. Like, it's crazy. He was the biggest drunk of all of them. Like,
They
or he
all
was,
pretty
he wasn't
drunk.
the biggest drunk. He was the worst drunk. Like, he was the worst when he got drunk. I don't think
Yeah,
he was the one who was technically drinking when
close race.
I would love to go drink with those guys one night though, just to see. Like, I want to see like how they really get down, right? Because I know
They
you're
wouldn't talk to
you're
us, man. We're not tall enough for them. Remember they watched because I'm
he
glad you
shamed
watched
the
Watch What
six
Happens
three
Live.
guy.
I watched Watch What Happens Live
Me
too.
too.
And
I watched it.
what's the guy's name again? That's married to Madison.
Uh,
Ben.
her husband.
Yeah, is it Ben?
Uh,
Starts with a B. I thought.
is it Ben?
Doesn't matter. He was like, who do
Doesn't
you know?
matter.
And he was like, he thought that he was short. He's like, I'm 6'3", and I'm like, if these guys are talking about people like 6'3" is tall.
Brett Randall.
Brett. Yeah, these guys, these are the type of dudes that like, oh, like when he was making fun of like you said, Austin just makes fun of Madison or Brett
He's
and
two
all the
inches. They're
relationships.
6'3" and 6'5" respectively. That's already tall dudes. And like, apparently being tall matters in char. Most tall dudes are goofy.
They are goofy, man. They're goofy dudes. They're goofy
They're
looking. They look
goobers.
like toes. They look like thumbs, like just tall thumbs. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about the short king. We finally met the short
Oh
king.
yeah, JT. The JT, as everyone is referring, TEA, is that people are referring to him on Twitter. Good on him, man. Like, he just, it's weird. It's great to have a guy that hasn't been like fully inner circle, just to be able to be like, guys, it's not, you're not crazy. It's not cool that she's sleeping over his house, and he's definitely hooking up with her.
Yeah, yeah, because him and is it Rodrigo? Is that the other guy's
Yeah.
name they introduced? I'm interested to see how these guys like
Well,
kind
there's
of
two
talk to these
rods.
dudes. Yeah, and the other guy, yeah, the other guy is right named Rod too. I'm going to be interested to see because they seem like normal guys to me, and I'm really interested. Well, JT's not that normal now when we see that he's
No,
like
JT is
people.
definitely a wacko too,
He's
but
definitely wacko, but I'm definitely the revenge of the empire, the revenge of the
Lord
whatever. But
Farquaad.
when he comes after him, but I like that they're calling these people out because they just for so many seasons it was just those dudes and they just did whatever they wanted and swept everything under the rug
I
and
agree.
really it was only Cameron who would ever say something to them
But
or
she didn't
Patricia.
even care enough. She
Yeah,
cared
she didn't
enough that
care.
says, I'm getting out of here. Like, I'm done with
Yeah,
this. And again,
but
no, I can't blame her.
right. So JT was already married. Rodrigo is married, right? Isn't that what he said?
The
I think he's
one
married.
is obviously the one that went on the date with
He's not.
Olivia.
Rodrigo's married.
Yeah,
He has
it's
a
a good
husband,
one.
right?
The one that Craig on Watch What Happens Live kept like giving props to.
Yeah. He's like Rodrigo. Yeah.
Can I say Rodrigo again?
Yeah. Yeah, that was really funny. Yeah, so I'm really interested to see those three guys. I want to like see how they interact and maybe kind of put these guys down a little bit because those guys need a reality check. I think big time.
I'm just like I said. It looks like it's going to be early in the season that this is going to come out. I do think we're gonna get Jersey Shore edited with Taylor, possibly like that combo about did it actually happen. Maybe I
Yeah.
could feel like that could be like a at the end where they start doing the songs like he's got scandal.
Let the birds and the
Boom.
bees and the 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
It's an
Yeah.
elite theme song. Can we talk about that real quick? It is an elite theme song.
It's good for the show. It
It's
is good for the show.
I do also like the narrator part of that thing. Like it's like how it gets like the torch gets passed, like and how they actually I think that'd be great on like all the Bravo shows. Like I like imagine like Schwartz. Well, last
Oh
week,
yeah,
oh, I got
yeah.
real pissed at me because I did say something kind of stupid.
Who is it? Is it Craig now? Because it used to be
No, it's
Cameron.
Madison. It
Oh, it's
was Craig
Madison this
last.
season.
It's
It was Craig
Madison
last
this year.
season.
It
Okay.
was Craig last
It was
year. Yeah,
Cameron the entire time she was on the show.
it was Cameron until
She
Craig.
left.
Yeah, it was Cameron until Craig. Then this season it's Madison. Which
Yeah.
I think Madison's funny because Madison is become probably the most like besides Craig like the most like mainstream celeb because of the A-Rod stuff, which is
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah. It is really funny. I mean, I don't
um,
think other than that. I mean, I think that's the major point. I don't think much else really happened on
Shout
it.
out to Whitney, still hanging around. He's like a friend of, and Patricia's still alive. Just God bless
She
her.
is. And Randy spoke. Do you remember Randy talking?
Yeah, shaken not stirred.
Yeah.
Martinis. He does look like he makes a good martini.
I'm
Though.
sure they all make incredible drinks.
I would love to have a drink made by Randy even. But still shout out to our boy.
I checked out Michael's Instagram actually. He posted in August because somebody commented like he's still with like I thought he died and I got really scared.
I did see that. He's like, nope, still alive.
I got really scared. He lives in Florida, like
Yeah,
with I think near his family or something
like
like
an
that.
assisted living. Yeah,
Yeah,
near his
and
family.
he posts pictures of him, but the last one was August, so I mean it is September, but
Yeah, just a raw deal, but
recently.
great character.
Yeah.
Make sure you're liked and subscribed here and on TikTok. We cover everything between the two channels. This week is a huge week for reality TV. We have a lot of premieres and just a lot of continuations of a lot of the shows that we love. The Golden Bachelor series premiere, Bachelor in Paradise season premiere, season premieres of The Amazing Race and Survivor, continued coverage of Big Brother. We may get back to Jersey Shore. I know Ronnie's coming back soon. I know we'll cover it when
Man, it's
Ronnie
just
comes
dude,
back.
Bachelor takes over Thursday. That's
Yeah,
coming
it's
back
just
this
gonna be
week.
tough. That might be more of us on like Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean on TikTok. The Villains coming up. We also have the Traitors season 2. We're gonna have a cast preview of that. That was a crazy announcement. Really good cast, and there was one notable person who was left out that we'll talk about. So yeah, we're back. It was a nice kind of lull here at the end of the summer, beginning of September. And now you'll just be inundated with a bunch of reality guy stuff. Look out for, like I said, our TikTok. We'll probably do some TikTok live reviews of some things. We're not going to be able to do everything as far as a full video. Look out for our Instagram and the YouTube community stuff to be a little bit more active here in the fall.
Yeah.
So you can make sure you
And
can join us.
so Love and Hip Hop Atlanta finale this Tuesday. Also, so that means the reunion's coming up. So hopefully we can get some clips. Like that was our old TikTok
That was our
move, was
TikTok
posting
go
some
to.
clips. So I'm really excited about the finale and the reunion. Bill, you might need to hop on and
I
watch
may
the
just
reunion
even just
because
watch
it's
the reunion.
always got good juice.
All right, cool. All right. Until next time, for myself and Brian, thank you. Peace.